Hi, this is a case study on a Mexican restaurant. Now, as you know, people love to look at delicious food on social media, and Mexican food is no exception. They love it because of the delicious nachos, the burritos, the tacos, the fried ice cream. It's all great to look at on social media. Now, this particular Mexican restaurant tried various marketing strategies in the past, but they never really saw any significant direct results. They did occasional posting on their page, but would have very little engagement because they didn't really have a strategy behind it. They would just post pictures of food every now and then. So when talking to them, they agreed to implement the Checkin program to help them bring in more customers through referral and word-of-mouth marketing. So what we did is that we had these check-in table tents, and the offer was check in and save 10% on one meal. A key to the success of this campaign was that the staff also encouraged people to check in once they received the meal so they could take the picture with the food that they received. So it's a complete buy-in from the staff as well to encourage people to do the check-ins. So once the tabletops were implemented, they saw an increase in the amount of check-ins, and all their stats, such as likes and reach on their Facebook page, increased as well. Now, this was a direct implementation that more and more people were learning about the restaurant through the word of mouth referrals based on when their friends were visiting. So you can see this. So once the team implemented the check-in strategy in the month of November, the average page likes doubled. You can see here September increased by 22, October increased by 23, and then in November it increased by 40, just implementing the check-in program. The reach also increased. Now, reach means that the more people have the ability, are seeing the pages and the posts. Now, the more people that see it means the more exposure, which also means more potential new customers. So this is before. You can see this is September, October, and then this is after with the check-in program. So you can see that the reach increased. Now, to explain a little bit more about the check-in, when someone checks in, it is seen in their news feed for all their friends and family to see where they are eating. And it's basically seen as a personal endorsement for the business. Now, according to statistics, 92% of people act on and trust the advice from their friends and family. In addition, there's been changes in the Facebook algorithm, and they're putting a huge emphasis on making it a priority of what your friends and family share. So therefore, these check-ins are extremely powerful when it comes to word-of-mouth marketing, but they're also favored by the Facebook algorithm. Now, here's an example of somebody that did a check-in. So they checked in at this restaurant, and you can see right here, when they checked in, they got engagement. Over 26 people engaged on their posts, 3 comments, and a share as well. And here Sharon is saying she knows that this is their favorite restaurant. So that's a lot of exposure, and it's basically showing people that they love this place and they come back over and over. Now, if Sharon is looking for a Mexican restaurant to go to, she would more than likely go to this one because her friends frequent it so often. Now, one thing that our team also does is reposting of the check-ins. So when a check-in occurs, it's seen in the news feed of the person's friends and family. Although it's seen on their news feed, it's not seen on the restaurant's page. So therefore, one thing that we do is that we repost it on the page. This provides social proof that people are visiting the restaurant and they love it. You can see here is some reposting. This one, reached 135 people. This reached 317 people. You can see over 22 people engaged with it, 2 comments, 3 shares. So it's getting a lot of visibility. Another thing that can be done is that you can do monthly contests to further encourage people to check in. So each month you can pick at random a winner. You can see here's an example of the November winner. She won a $25 gift certificate, and it's also announced on the Facebook page. All we do is that we show the rules to enter, and then now it is a great contest for people to once again be encouraged to check in. Facebook reviews have also increased, and some reviews even mention the check-in program. If you look at this, Ken says, a great service, 0 complaints, and I even got 10% off my meal for checking in. So that's fantastic. So in summary, this Mexican restaurant was very happy with the results of the check-in program. They're happy that all their social media stats, their check-ins, their likes, their reach, their recommendations, all of that increased, which is great branding and great social proof, which in the long run is going to lead to new customers learning about their business. Now, due to the success of their check-in program, they're also implementing additional services as well, because these different services will complement the check-in program. So this is a great example of a case study. The check-in program at a Mexican restaurant was a huge success.